So I come from Hungary, and it is a country with great musical and dance tradition. I'm mentioning the dance because that's quite important. That for me, music and dance, so music and movement, were always connected. I studied music from my quite early age, and I actually finished my musical studies in Hungary, in Győr, in Richter János Music High School. And then I moved here to England, and I did Royal College of Music, Royal Academy of Music, where I actually was learning viola and outreach course, so basically workshop, early years, everything connected to that. Actually, at the end of the master's course, when I finished my master course, TMMS approached me, and I actually auditioned for the position. I had an interview, and I got quite an interesting job there, because I really wanted to realize a new kind of early years course, which I didn't really see in any place before, and TMMS gave me a very, 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 very free and open environment for that. First one is the performing. I perform with top orchestras, mainly period instrument orchestras in England and UK and all of Europe. I'm also an instrumental teacher. I teach violin, viola, and I'm also a workshop leader. I do many kinds of workshops which are connected to early years, to teenagers, to school children, to elderly people, to adults. So everything that is actually possible to do with people and music, I'm really passionate about, and I like to try new things always. From all these experiences, I could create one course which is called the Little Genius course, and I bring in the very core of the music into that course. So if you can imagine that a child, a 3-year-old child, a 4-year-old child, comes into a classroom and wants to understand or wants to play music, I'm here to actually enable that person and to actually help that person to open up, to understand, to listen, to hear, to make sounds with their bodies, with the instruments. That's what the Little Genius course is about. Specifically for children from, let's say, 8 months to 5 years old, so it's like a very good preparation course for any kind of instrument, and that's my aim, to actually go through a big process with every child, so that once they sit down next to a piano or hold a violin or do percussion or whatever, they actually have some ideas about the sounds and how they work and what you can do with them, how the rhythms, the beat work, how the pitch works. That's basically a whole world that opens up to a child, and that's a huge thing, because when you usually start to play on an instrument, there are so many technical issues what you have to tackle, but once you have ideas about the sounds and what you can do with that, that's a huge advantage. And that's partly why I do that, partly why I want to actually help those children to have an easier transition from the Little Genius course to an instrument. The course actually uses lots of songs, rhymes, well-known material, also material composed by me, and we actually try to connect movement and music into one whole, because in this age group, the early years, the music and movement is really much connected. So the Little Genius course is mainly built around the Kodály method. Kodály Zoltán's aim was to actually bring the music to everyone. So it's a very enabling method, and it helps you actually experience the music in a physical way as well. And with all the hand signs, with all the singing, with the oral exercises, the child actually understands it naturally. The TMMS atmosphere is very collaborative, I would say. always when I turn to teachers, turn to colleagues, I always find very good communication, openness, and atmosphere that really creates an environment which you can feel comfortable in, also challenges you because you see what other people are doing, what other people have ideas about. So you basically always learn every day when you come into the school, you hear something new, you see something new. Collaboration is the key word for me, personally.